Welcome student. Today we study the Rabbi Jawar or sorghum crop, which is in our paper 1 as sorghum and in our paper 2 as Rabbi Jawar. So it is also known as great millet because large amount of grains, so that it has known as a great millet. Then first we listen or study the family. The family of Rabbi Jawar or sorghum is the Gramineae. Number second, botanical name, it is the sorghum vulgare or sorghum bicolor. So this should be also asked for as a spacing of Jawar. So we should carefully listen or study the botanical name and species of Jawar or sorghum. Then the origin. Origin is the in India and Africa. India and Africa is the origin of Jawar. Then in Maharashtra, Jawar Research Station is located at Mohol district, Solapur. Then the importance. We study the importance of sorghum or Rabbi Jawar. It is the most important cereal crop used as a food grains all over India. Jawar grain contains 70% carbohydrates, 10 to 12% proteins, and 3% proteins. The jawar grains are also used as pop grains, jawar plants, green and dried, also used as feed of cattle or fodder of cattle. It is also known as a great millet because large size and large amount of grains develop in earhead, so it is known as a great millet. It also known as a drought resistant crop because it goes many times in dormant condition and automatically break it during its growth period. So next one is the grains are also used as a manufacturing of alcohol, and it provide raw material to the starch industry for preparation of starch. So these are also carefully studied. Then the jawar grains are also milled and flour is prepared, that is used for preparation of roti. It is also known as a bakri. So it is known as a staple food of Indian people. Next one is the it can be grown all types of climatic condition and type of soils. So these are the economic uses of jawar plant or jawar crop. Then we study the up to the 6 to 8 weeks, near about 45 days from the germination time. Jawar plants secrete hydrocyanic acid. It is shortly known as HCN. It is poisonous to the cattle and grazing animals. So, jawar plants are not used for feed of cattle up to the 45 days from the germination time. So, these points carefully listen or study. Next one is the varieties. There are different types of varieties, that is the local varieties, improved varieties, hybrid varieties, fodder varieties, and hurda varieties of jawar crop. So local varieties, it is no, number one Dagdi, that is number second improved varieties, that is the Maldandi 35-1, It also introduced at Jawar Research Station, Mohol District, Solapur. So, Maldandi 35-1 important variety can be asked for 1 mark fill in the blanks and or short note its character. Next one is the SPV 1359, SPV 1411, then the hybrid variety CSH-2, CSH-5, CSH-12R. Then the fodder varieties, there are Nilva and Ruchira. These are the fodder varieties of Jawar. Nilva variety can be also asked for 1 marks fill in the blanks in our question paper. So Nilva variety is fodder variety of Jawar or sorghum crop. Next one is the Hurda varieties. These varieties are specially used for Hurda preparation, which immature earheads are baked on fire and its grains are used as a hurda or eaten purpose. So these are the varieties of jawar. Any four varieties also asked for 2 marks in our question paper. So these varieties are carefully studied. Next one is the ecology. There is a climatic requirement. Generally, jawar crop is tropical climatic crop, but it can be grown all climatic conditions. It required warm and dry climate for its proper growth. Then the optimum temperature range is 15th degree Celsius to 32 degrees Celsius, but below 16th degree Celsius temperature, growth of jawar plant is also retarded, and jawar plant can be tolerate maximum temperature up to the 41 degrees Celsius. So these points are carefully studied. Then the rainfall range is required 600 to 700 millimeter per year, and where jawar can be classified as jawar plants can be classified as a drought resistant. So less rainwater or less rainfall, less than 750 millimeter in that area, it can be successfully grown. Next one is the continuous rainfall at grain filling stage results lower quality of grains, and low temperature and high humidity during the winter season increase the attack of aphids, which is results affect the disease known as chickta disease. So these are the carefully studied the climatic requirement. Then the soil requirement. Soil requirement number 1, well drained and rich in organic matter soils are best suitable. It can be grown wide ranges of soil, that is in black cotton soil, alluvial soil, sandy loam soil are the best suitable for jawar crop, and jawar crop or jawar plants tolerate slightly acidic and slightly saline soil. So the pH range is required near about 6 to 8. Light to medium heavy soils are best suitable, but in light soil, frequently irrigation water is required because moistures are not hold long duration. So these are the soil requirement. Last one point we should also written as waterlogging soils are avoided because plant growth is not done properly. So these are the ecology, soil and climatic requirement. Then we studied the land preparation. Land preparation for Kharif season crop. After harvesting of previous season crop, one deep ploughing is given and land is exposed for sunlight for 1 to 1.5 months. During this period, Weed plants and stubbles of previous crop is collected and destroyed by burning outside of the field. Then just before or just after the commencement of monsoon rainfall, 3 to 4 crosswise harrowings are given to crush the clouds at the time of last harrowing. At the time of last harrowing, 8 to 10 tons FYM is mixed with soil per hectare area, while FYM mixing 10% forage granules are also mixed with soil to control the soil-borne pest. Next one is the jawar seed required. Compact seed bed. So, after sowing, iron drum is also rolled over the field if there is a soil become more loose. Next one we study the land preparation for Rabi season crop. After harvesting of Kharif season crop, weed plants are collected and destroyed by burning. To removing of weeds or weed plants, 1 to 2 harrowings are given, and after that 6 to 8 tons FYM per hectare mixed with soil properly. That time 10% forage granules or 1.3% linden powder also mixed with FYM to control the soil-borne pest like white grubs, or it also control the shoot fly pest, which is serious pest in jawar crop. Next one point last we also studied as a it required compact seed bed. So iron empty drum also rolled over the field to soil become compact, and it help improve the germination of seeds. So there is we studied the land preparation for Rabi season and Kharif season crop. Then we studied the next point, which is important for our exam: interculture operations. Interculture operations: number 1 thinning, number 2 weeding, number 3 tying of plants with each other, and number 4 hoeing. Generally, when crop is grown as a dibbling method or Puna method of jawar crop, that time thinning operation is given to maintain the optimum space between plant in each circle. So thinning is given. First thinning is given after the completion of germination at 15th days after sowing time, and only 4 to 5 seedlings are kept into the field or each circle. Then the second thinning is given after 21 days of sowing time. Only 3 to 4 seedlings are kept into the field or at each circle. This operation help to give an optimum space between plant to plant. Number second operation we should study as a hoeing. This operation is given when crop is sown as a drilling method. The object of this operation is to thin out the excess thickly and randomly germinated seedlings, and to maintain the optimum plant population per hectare or per unit area. With the help of two-blade hoe, first hoeing is given after 21 days of sowing time, and next sub-hoeings are given at the interval of 15 to 20 days. Then the This operation also help to remove the weed growth which is developed between the empty space between rows, and also conserve the soil moisture, loosening of soil, and it help allow to penetration of roots. These are the thinning point sub points. Then we study the weeding. The object of weeding is to loosening of soil and uprooted the weed plants and also conserve the soil moistures. First hand weeding is given after 21 days of sowing time, and next sub hand weedings are given 15 to 21 days interval. Number of hand weedings are depend upon the intensity of weed. So generally 2 to 3 hand weedings are sufficient to the jawar crop. Then we studied the tying of plants. Tying of plants, this operation is given in heavy soils during the heavy rainfall occurs. That time plants are loaded and break and spread over the ground or soil. So if these plants are tied with each other, that time the damage of grains and plants also reduce. The object of this operation is to control the damage of seeds and seedling from different seeds and seeds during the growth period, and it help to in plants remain erect direction when during the rainy season. These plants are tied each other in into the field with the help of leaves, and also this operation is more beneficial in the dibbling or puna method of jawar cultivation. So this point should be carefully listen or studied. Next point should be we studied the manuring of jawar or sorghum. What is the manuring? Manuring, it also asks as a manuring and or fertilizer management and its allotments or its dosage. That time we should, if ask ask manures and fertilizers in one crop, that time we write down all points of manures and fertilizer requirement. So first we carefully study the manures. The manuring, number one, kharif season crop, and that also rabi season crop. Initially we study the kharif season crop. In kharif season, hybrid jawar is mostly grown and it gives more response to the fertilizers, chemical fertilizers. So we studied the carefully. At the first point we write down, at the time of plant preparation 8 to 10 tons FYM mix with soil properly for hybrid jawar varieties gives more response to the chemical fertilizers, and the recommended fertilizer dose for local and improved varieties is the 50 kg nitrogen, 25 kg phosphorus per hectare as a rain-fed crop. Then the fertilizer dose for hybrid varieties as a irrigated, that is the 125 kg nitrogen, 75 kg phosphorus and 62 kg potash per hectare. In case of local hybrid varieties or local improved varieties, full dose of nitrogen is given at the time of sowing, and in case of hybrid varieties, half dose of nitrogen and full dose of phosphorus and potash is given at the time of sowing. So these points are carefully listened or studied. Remaining half dose of nitrogen is given after 30 days of sowing time, and hybrid varieties gives more response to the chemical fertilizers. So nitrogen is given mostly as a top dressing 2 to 3 times in standing crop, and it helps to improve the growth of plant and yield. So these are the points for manuring. In next video we studied the next point. Thank you.